on for our final Meet the Students session today. I'm really looking forward to chatting with you, and I've got some great questions here to ask. How are you doing today?
Good, thanks, Oli. I'm glad I was able to volunteer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I'm normally quite shy on Zoom, so it's nice maybe just to do it one-on-one.
Awesome. Well, we're going to kick off with one of our fellow Frog Projectees, Ruth, who has just asked for what she calls a pen portrait of you. I love this question. She's wondering if you could tell us in general a little bit about your family, your job, your pets, yoga journey, hobbies. They're just like a general picture of your background, I suppose, and the things that bring you joy, the things that you put your energy into outside of yoga and within the practice as well. And she's also said that she's looking forward to hearing more about you, who she often sees in class. I'm going to hand it over to you, Flaudia.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ruth, for the question. So I'll start off probably by my name. So I'm named after my grandmother. Her name was Flaudina. It's a very unusual Italian name. So normally Flavia or Claudia, but she was named, I think, my great-great-grandfather. So her father heard the names in the States in the First World War. So that's how I've got my name. So my parents are Italian, but born in South Africa, hence the accent. So confused people. But I'm now living in the UK for the last 23 years. I'm a doctor. So I'm a community pediatrician, so I look after children with developmental delay, sort of genetic syndromes, autism, ADHD. So very rewarding job, but sometimes quite emotionally heavy and draining. But the children do give me joy, sort of sweet moments when they call my name Dr. Pepperoni, or they give me a little gifting clinic or draw a picture for me, which is lovely. I'm married, so just myself and my husband. We don't have any children. My hobbies are reading, no specific genres. I don't really like heavy literature, sort of light-hearted novels, or sometimes I do like sort of psychological thrillers just to sort of mix it up a little bit. I enjoy cooking and baking. That's one of my passions. And yoga, probably my journey started, I think I did yoga in about 20 odd years ago when I just qualified. I was working in Cape Town, and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't really take it up after I left South Africa because sort of moved around a lot, and it's quite difficult to have a steady hobby when you work shifts. And then basically came back after COVID because I was doing online Pilates, and the teacher that was doing that wasn't doing that anymore after COVID. And then I actually, on one of our NHS notice boards at work, I saw the project being advertised and did the trial period. And here I am 2 years later. So I really enjoy yoga. It just really suits me. It helps sort of with just everything, really. Good and bad days. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm not feeling myself. But other times, it's like you've taken a painkiller, just sort of releases endorphins after you finish. So really do enjoy it. And if I can't do it, I really, really miss it, and try and do the online classes. So hopefully that's a roundabout, well-rounded pen portrait of myself.
Yeah, that's lovely. And you've kind of answered a little of the next question, which Carrie wrote in. She said that she wanted to know a little bit more about your yoga journey. And in addition to that, she was wondering what your favourite style of Frog Project class is.
I'll be honest, my favorite is classic and nurture. I wasn't really keen on spicy, but sort of challenged myself, and I do enjoy doing them because I think it's good to kind of mix it up a bit. So it is also good for fitness. So my favorite would be probably classical in the middle, and then sort of nurture and spicy on par.
Fab. Yeah, it sounds like you've got a nice balance going on there. I know that I see you quite a lot through the week actually at the various classes. How many days a week are you practicing at the moment?
On a good week, probably 4 times, maybe 5. And then when I have sort of I'm on call, I'm not at home, maybe 2 to 3 times. And then if I go on holiday, then I don't tend to do yoga because it's quite tricky, just because of sort of carrying a mat and sort of the places we're in is not really conducive to lying on the floor. So probably when I'm on holiday, I count my walking around as my sort of exercise activity. But I have to share that when I did the nervous system reset with Carrie at the beginning of the year, I've taken those practices along. So I've used them waiting for a train or sitting in traffic or facial massage. I love doing that sort of exercise and arm breathing, arm chants. Yeah. So I do take it with me wherever I am, even if I'm not consciously doing a class.
That's really lovely because you kind of said before that one of the big draws for you in relation to your yoga practice is like um, the kind of psychological benefit that you get just as much as the physical practice, right? So if you've got these tools that you can carry out into the world with you, kind of constantly practicing whether or not you're on your mat, whether you're on holiday and walking as well, I'm sure, like you're still taking your practice with you. You're not necessarily joining the classes. And I also have a little holiday from yoga when I'm on holiday, by the way. Yeah, it always feels really good coming back after a little break, doesn't it?
Definitely. It's like putting on your old sort of comfy top, your jumper.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of thinking about it, actually. Like comforting. I just need to find my next question for you, which is an awesome one that Yulia's sent in. Yulia wants to know what advice you would give your younger self if you had the chance to meet her.
I think I would tell myself not to worry about what other people think and put yourself first rather than everybody else, because it will only lead to disappointment if you're always thinking about how everybody else feels, and then in the end you neglect yourself, and it doesn't lead to good feelings. And I kind of had that reflection when I was during COVID. So, being misreliable, but then forgetting about yourself. So try not to do that.
Were you working through COVID? I imagine that you were continuing to support like lots of people at work, and I imagine that kind of brought up new challenges because of the wider context of what was going on.
Yeah, I was working, and so I didn't stop. I continued to work throughout COVID. Did bring its challenges, and sort of pros were a different way of working and being flexible. But then sort of challenges. So if we were doing telephone consultations, it then doubled our workload because then we'd still have to see patients, and it was quite stressful because it was quite tense with all sort of masking and gloving and putting aprons on, and children sometimes are scared, so it was quite difficult. And even just recognizing parents when they came back, because somebody told me, I didn't actually realize that we're not made just to recognize people from their eyes. So when you actually see the person, like, oh, that's what you look like, because I'm sort of a visual person. So it helps give me that extra edge. So that was quite challenging. And of course, obviously, just the risks of infection and all the rules. It was difficult from a medical.
So you were talking about how you kind of realized during this time that you needed to make more space for yourself, perhaps because you were like giving so much to the people around you. Yeah, very, very well deserved that you time and that attention for you. It's definitely, I mean, it's the foundation of all of our relationships, right? That relationship we have with ourselves. So yeah, good for you for making space for you. It sounds like you give a lot of energy to others as well. We've got another question from Carrie, which is in relation to travel. You posted about a visit that you had to Victoria Falls on the community page. And Carrie said that she had to Google where it was actually. It's on the border, I'm learning as well as I'm reading this, of Zambia and Zimbabwe. And Carrie was wondering if you could tell us a little more about your trip and your adventures.
Brilliant. So my husband's Zimbabwean, so he always said to me that I've always taken him to South Africa, but he's never taken me to Zimbabwe. So as part of our sort of holiday, I celebrated my big 50 birthday. So a good reason to see one of the natural wonders of the world. And it was just spectacular. So there's no direct flights to Zimbabwe. You have to go via, because they don't have an airline anymore that's went bankrupt. So you have to either go via South Africa. I still have my sister there, so we met her in South Africa. And then flew from Johannesburg to to Vic Falls. There's a direct flight. It's only 2 hours. But beautiful, lovely people. And yes, it's one of the natural wonders of the world. It's just spectacular. If you've been to Niagara Falls in Toronto, it's basically it's much bigger. Vic Falls. Yeah, it was just amazing. And I was laughing because they gave us raincoats to wear. I think they were just tokens because you just get soaked. That's how powerful the spray of the waterfall is, because I think it's 90 meters. It's massive. You can't actually see the bottom, and there's different parts. Like one's called Angel Pool and Devil's Pool. So the Devil's Pool is interesting. It wasn't open when we went, but basically you can sit. It's literally on the edge of the waterfall, and people hold you so you don't fall over the edge. I'm not that brave, but there are people that do that. So that's why it's called Devil's Pool. And you can actually go to Zambia. We literally went on an e-bike with my husband on the day after we went to Vic Falls. So it's just, you can cross the border. So you can either see Vic Falls from the Zimbabwean side or the Zambian side. It's just different with regards to sort of visa travel arrangements, but pretty spectacular. So if you ever want to be one with nature and see just how awesome, definitely recommend Vic Falls.
It sounds very humbling as well, like being like so close to such a huge and like present body of water. It's so powerful.
Yeah, there's actually the spray is so powerful that it looks like clouds in the sky, but it's from the water vapor. And they call it the smoke that thunders. So it literally sounds like a thunderstorm. How powerful the water is, especially when it's kind of full.
It sounds incredible. Are you a big traveler in general? Have you got more travel plans going up in the future?
I do love traveling, so have been a lot of places, but we're thinking possibly of going to Australia later on in the year. So just enjoy traveling in general.
Oh, that sounds great. Is that going to be the first time you've been to Australia?
No, it will be my husband and I's second time. I went when I was a medical student because I met a doctor working in South Africa from Melbourne. So I went there many, many years ago. So I think it's changed. So something a little bit different.
Great. Well, do share more pictures with us on the community. It's so nice to see those and get to live vicariously with all these beautiful locations.
It's
Lovely. I can't believe that we've come to the end of our 15 minutes already. We did in the little chat that we had before we went live. I was saying how quickly the time flies and like how we could just fill we could have much more time with chat. But yeah, it's been really nice speaking to you. I so appreciate you taking the time to come and share a little more about you with me and the community. And thank you as well to everyone that sent in questions. They've been fantastic. Thank you, Flaudia.
No, thank you, Ollie. And I want to just say thanks to all the teachers who give me so much joy, and also to fellow froggies who sometimes I don't greet. I kind of just do it in gesture.
Yeah, I mean, as Ruth kind of said in her message with the question that she sent in, it's nice, getting to know a little more about you in this way, along with the other students that have agreed to come and be interviewed. And yeah, it's been such a pleasure to chat with you. And I know that we'll see each other again very soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Oh, thank you. See you soon, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Flaudia.
Pleasure. Bye.
Pleasure. Bye.